Hi, you guys. Welcome back to an all new episode of Black Girl Can't Cook. Today, I am joined with one of my dearest, closest friends, the beautiful, the kind, the stunning, the African beauty from New NYC, born and bred. We got another one. I love her so much. You guys, golf claps, Brytney Daye.
Thank you. Hello, hello.
Hi, Brittany. Thank you so much for taking time to interview and sit down. I love
Course.
you so much. You're one of my best friends. Hi.
Of course, it's honestly, I was extremely excited when you told me, when you asked me. I've been waiting for this ever since you told me that you're going to do your podcast. So it is an honor to be here. Like I said, I've been looking forward to this day for quite some time. So I'm just grateful to be here as a guest with you.
Thank you so much.
Of
Brittany, I like to
course.
start off every episode. How did we meet?
We've known each other since seventh grade. No, was it seventh grade? Payne Junior
Payne
High.
Junior High.
Hmm.
Brittany, we've been friends for like a decade plus.
Yes. We started getting close. What was that? Our junior year of high school when it was me, you, Taryn,
Yes.
Michaela, Chelsea, and Logan. We would all just sit at lunch together.
Yes.
I love the diversity of our table because we were so
Girl.
close to sitting at lunch table. And then we would always just like scatter. I'm just like, all right, bye.
Oh my God, listeners, you know the groove. Nothing like high school. And I like
Mhm.
each year, like moving through the levels and the hierarchy, whatever. But lunch was always the most important. Yes, we grew up in the suburbs.
Yep.
And yeah, what did we have? Like our lunch period was like between math class. So it would like 20 minutes of class, then a break,
Yeah.
then you go, you key, same
Mhm.
shit, different day. But no, Brittany, I loved our table. Our table was so diverse. It was so,
Honestly, I wish I can go. I was thinking about that the other day, the diversity of us. And I was like, I wish I can go back to that time because we generally, it's so weird how it came together. I don't even know how we started sitting by each other, but for that entire year, it was just our routine and we just worked so perfectly.
so
Like it was never an awkward moment. It was never like oh, what are you doing here? Should we be here? Like
no.
it just fits so perfectly.
So perfectly. And just a different background of like, I
Mhm.
don't want to say I'm dead, world talk, world views. No, we weren't that, but just different opinions on everything
Yeah,
and a different
yeah.
sense of camaraderie. And I know,
Mhm.
isn't it so great when you just have a group of female girls who are all different races, all different shapes
Yes,
and sizes, and just
yes.
you come together. Nothing like community in high
Oh,
school. Shit,
mhm,
shit. You know what high school we went to, bitch.
mm, mm. That's what we're gonna say to that. It's
That's
just
all we're gonna say. Oh my God, we've got listeners. We've been friends for over a decade. Brittany, we did meet in junior high. And you guys, Brittany is one of the first African American, my Black friends who just, we clicked. It wasn't like,
Mhm.
I meet some Black girls and it's like, well, you talk funny. Why are you this way? I think Brittany was coming from New York and she just, she didn't understand me, but she just let me be. And like we were able to like,
Yes,
and I let her be her because I was like, oh,
yeah.
this is cool. New girl. She talks different, had a whole different style. Bitch, you had
Mhm.
style.
Thank
You
you.
had
I
style.
saw it in my picture. I was like, you look a hot mess express. But
Mess
thank you.
Express. No, the best. Guys, we grew up what? The 2000. What a time.
Oh,
Um,
2006, early 2000s.
early 2000. Girl,
Remember, what was it called? Gauchos, Gucci's, those like wide-legged soft pants.
ouch. Yes.
I had those in every color.
Uh,
And then like when you would like bump your hair, the front part, and remember it would
yes.
bump it.
Oh my God, the bump it. Listeners, bitch, you know what a bump it is, especially if you're white. But we even know what a bump it is. Wait, and Bert, you would do one. I loved your hair. Your hair, I was like on the fake fun bullshit of relaxing, but you just knew how to work your hair and how to do your hair. And I just
Mhm.
always was I was amazed. I was like, I really looked up to you in a cute way.
Thank you, thank you.
um, how are you this week, Brittany? It's been a heavy emotional week. We're recording on a
Yeah,
beautiful Saturday.
right.
How are you? And how's your heart today?
Yeah, my heart today, I woke up with gratitude. I woke up with just appreciation. It was a beautiful morning today. The sun was shining, the birds were singing. Granted, I don't like birds, but I was just like, I want to take advantage of what a beautiful day it is. So I went out with my dog. We were at the dog park for like 2 hours. And I just had just a sense of just peace. I was just really thanking God, I was just like, thank you,
Mhm.
Lord, that I get to enjoy this experience, that I get to take advantage of this weather. Because I think sometimes, we just go about the day like, oh, it's Saturday, like I have to do this, that, and the third. But I'm really focusing on just instead of saying I have to do this, I'm starting to change my vocabulary of like, I get to do this. I'm fortunate that I have mobility to go to the grocery store and walk around. I'm fortunate that I get to walk and I'm not in pain. I get to enjoy nature, little things like that. Cause I realized that it really can change your attitude. Cause before I couldn't stand my exercises. It was like fight or death. Like I had to like really talk myself like, okay, at 6 o'clock, you have to get up. Please get up. But now I'm just like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful I get to do this. And then I get to do this with my dog. She's not acting a plumb fool. Cause before she just act dumb. Like I was like, why are you acting so dumb? But I'm doing really good today. I'm extremely grateful. How are you?
Brittany, for sis, first things first, that is so incredible. You're changing the vocabulary and how you speak to yourself. Listeners, there's so much power, like and just changing how you speak to yourself. I
Mhm,
love too that you said that you say I get to do. Oh yeah, like what a fortunate I get to go to the dog park and enjoy the sun and like
mhm.
leisurely hang. Yeah, like what a joyful thing and not
Yes,
oh my god, I have to and I have to pick up his shit and I have to like walk too much. No, just finding
yeah,
joy and gratitude in every little day things.
yes.
And I totally agree with you. It just changes your energy and like your life.
Mhm.
You just notice a difference, completely.
Absolutely. Yeah, I this week I've been more consistent with like going out and just being active. And honestly, just even I've been doing it now for the past 4 days because I always start and then I stop. So I told myself,
Mhm.
I was like, you're going to commit to this for 7 days.
Just
But it's been such a real joy. Like I feel so good by the end of it.
oh
And,
my god.
and even at the beginning of it, I no longer have that like dreading feeling. I'm just like, all right, we're knocking out three, let's go. And so I'm very fortunate that I'm in that place where I'm just like, yep, let's get this finished.
That's incredible. And listeners, especially if you're young in your young 20s, like it takes time. Like I know when I
Mhm.
got out of high school, didn't go to college, when I left sports and stuff, it was so yeah, I was like, I don't want to. It takes time to like find enjoyable exercise or
Mhm.
enjoyable physical activity. But like you said too, when you find it, you're just in like in ecstasy, pure ecstasy. Like, oh, like
Yes.
it feels so great after you leave a class
Yeah.
and it's just and it's your mood, y'all. You know the whole studies, endorphins, sex energy.
Mhm.
It change like it just it's incredible. It's
It does.
incredible.
It
And
really
to
brings out a joy.
take your time. I love that, you were at a place you've recognized, but now the difference is, oh, you're like, I'm enjoying it now. This is why it's
Mhm.
easier. And I love too that you started with a small goal. I think, I can get extremist and crazy, but like listeners, start 7 days, start 3 days, start one
Mhm.
day and just
Yep. Starting that one day, honestly, because yeah, I used to try to say like, okay, 21 days. And it does sound easy, but when you recognize who you are as a person, I recognize who I am. I'm strong like my first 4 days. And then I just fall off. Like I'm either too tired and we're all adults. So then there's always something else to do. Like I'm just like, I either have to cook, I either have to clean, I have to study, something like that. But yeah, I just focus that if I do my 7 days and I try to stick to a certain time, because I was like, I owe it to myself to give myself an hour of just me time and me time of just like actually healing my body and taking care of my body because my body's been so good to me and I haven't been the best to it. So it's now time where I'm just like, yeah, I need to start taking care of you before I get like long lasting effects of all the other stuff I didn't do.
hello, hello, hello. And what a beautiful wake up call. Those can be exactly painful. Thank God nothing happened where you had to
Hmm.
like force yourself into this lifestyle. It's
Yeah.
just, no, actually, it's been in a global pan fucking demic for a year plus. Let me take care of my body. Let me nourish
Yeah.
it. I want to be strong. I want to do the
Yeah.
things later in my life and have, bitch, I want to be 50 out here, like, yeah, pole dancing and like spending the money. Like that.
I'm trying to have a hot girl summer when I'm like 59. So I
Sis,
have to have knees like Megan. So I just gotta
girl,
be stronger.
I say it. I say it. I'm like, I need knees like Megan. I'm going to be a mother at 40. Like, this is
Mhm.
just, I'm maintaining now so we don't get there. And it's like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah.
And two, being Black women, I don't know about you, but in my family, I've seen like the devastating long term and just mental effects of not taking
Yeah.
care of yourself.
Yeah.
And, I know that I am, a creation of my ancestors and my parents and
Mhm.
my lineage. So there's joy in taking care of it and taking pride of it. Like, oh, fucking yeah. Like, I want to look the best and feel the best and
Yes.
live life. I feel like white people, a lot of people forget, like, we just want to live our life and
Yes.
enjoy. And
Yeah.
taking care of your body is a great full circle.
Of course.
So, Brittany, where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
So I was born in Bronx, New York.
Hey, shout out Bronx. Wait, my
Yeah.
dad's from the South Bronx and he's like, he takes pride in that. So I respect Bronx. I
It's
res-
a lot of pride. Like I get really excited to say that. I'm just like, I'm from Boogie Down Bronx. Don't play with me. But,
hey, go off, go off.
I moved to Arizona when I was 6 after 9/11 with my mom. But I always went back to New York like during like winter breaks and summer breaks. So I never claimed Arizona as home. I was like, it's where I stay. But it's not home. New York is always going to be home. So moved to Arizona and then last year I just decided I was just like, you know what, we're ready for a change. So I came on over to San Antonio, Texas. So we just vibing right now. We're just seeing how everything flows.
Oh my God, Brittany, I love that. Wait, and so were you in New York for 9/11?
Yes,
Oh
I
my God,
was.
Brittany.
My
How
mom's significant other, her partner at the time, he was a police officer, and I was around 6 at the time. I vividly remember my grandmother, she would take the train to Manhattan because she worked there. And my
Mhm.
mom just like calling her. And she was just so stressed because obviously you can't get anybody
You
when you're
can't,
in the
no, the
building.
phones were, yeah, of course, yeah,
Mhm,
and then the lines were shot.
mhm. And so, but then she came home. So thank God. And
Mhm.
then I remember her partner, like we went to go see the towers. And now that I look back as I'm older, we walked so many blocks of just like fences with like memory notes and teddy bears and just all these other like memorial things that I didn't recognize. I felt so terrible. I remember I was like, Mom, I want to take this bear. This bear looks nice. And she's like,
Yeah.
put that bear
Back,
down.
you can't, yeah.
And of course, now that I'm older, I'm just like, oh my gosh, Brittany, like, yeah, do that.
You were a
But just
child.
yeah, seeing the devastation of it was just so surreal because, again, I didn't recognize all that was happening, but I
Mhm.
just remember, I think we went like 2 weeks after, it was still so cloudy.
Oh
Like it
my
was still just
God.
like
The
dusty in the
air.
air.
Oh my
And
God.
like it was a certain smell that I can't explain, but it was so strong. And I was just like, I want to go. I was 6. I was miserable at the time. I was like, what are we doing? Why are we
Yeah.
walking here? But I'm fortunate that my mom, gave me that experience just to like really remember and just recognize. Because I think, if it doesn't happen to us personally, we don't really recognize it. Of course, 9/11 is terrible. But when you actually go to the scene and you see it, it's just like, oh my gosh, like all these people, a lot like,
Yeah.
they didn't imagine that that would happen, you know?
I know it was like another day. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think, yeah, it was my boyfriend told me it was like the first day of school too. So like a lot of people were
Mhm.
saved because they were with their children. Yeah, my grandma used to work in, I didn't realize so many people like worked at the World Trade Center. Like it was
Mhm.
a place for working. And yeah, it's so like beautiful that your mom did keep you. And it was probably like a humbling experience you'll never
Yes.
forget, you
Yes.
know?
It was extremely humbling. So, yeah, I was extremely, extremely sad, to see that. But after that, she just decided, and I'm fortunate that she did move us out to New York because now when I go back, I can realize the sacrifices that she did make. Because a lot of the things that I did
Mhm.
have in Arizona, I could have had in New York, you know?
Yes.
And I think New York is a jungle, you know, you grow. Granted, I grew fast maturity wise,
Mhm.
like as in like I had to be an adult at a young age. But I think in New York, and most people can agree with me, it's very fast, you know? So you have the men everywhere. And if you're a young
Yeah.
girl and, you know, you have curves and you have a body,
Yeah.
you don't recognize that. So it's kind of like they kind of prey on you in a
Yeah,
way.
and they project. They prey and they
Mm-hmm.
project on you. And these are grown ass fucking men. This is just you walking down the street, going to the bodega with your friends. Like this is just
Mm-hmm.
a casual everyday life. And I agree. There's a fast pace to the world and to like New Yorkers. Even some of my New York girlfriends who were like doing coke and shit when they were like 12 and 13, because that's just what was at, the prep
Then
school and
yeah.
that was the scene.
Yeah. So I think New York would have turned, I don't know how my life would have been, but I felt, granted, like I said, I had to still grow up at a younger age. I was able to still kind of be a kid with a kid mentality
Yeah.
compared to like if I would have stayed out here, who knows if I would have been pregnant, what type of scenarios I
Yes.
would have been in,
Yes.
because it's fast and, you know, certain crowds that you, birds of a feather flock together. So,
Too. And I think my parents are the same thing. They were smart enough and aware. And two, my mom tells me is like it was Arizona and it was like lots of land and lots of space. And both my
mhm,
parents coming from New York, they were both like addicts. We're in recovery, we're about to be in recovery, but they were addicts and they just New York was too much. It was too fast paced. You
yeah,
couldn't like escape, and
yes,
there was solace, there was peace, there was starting over in Arizona in the West. And that's why too
mhm,
there's a lot. I feel like we're way more common than we think. So many of us young black girls or our parents, like they left the East
mhm,
to provide more of a life and something
yes,
better.
yeah,
And, in that my parents were allowed to have three children and we were able to do all of the cool things that is like a
mhm,
privilege, like club
yep.
sports and it's a privilege. I'll repeat that. Like that's just not a normal thing.
It
And
really isn't.
and
Yeah.
yeah, what a great thing that our
Mhm.
parents were able to just uproot in a positive way
Yeah.
to change our lives.
Yes. Yes. So I'm very fortunate for the sacrifices my mother did make. Because now that I'm out here alone in Texas, I couldn't imagine being out alone with just only a daughter in a state that you don't know, you know, because we both know New York and Arizona are polar opposites.
Polar.
So I'm just like, Mom, I just applaud you for making that difficult decision to leave what you knew to for that sacrifice. It's like I had to provide more because just like you said, like, you know, sports events, it's there in New York, but it's not common that you go to it.
Yeah.
So I was being able to do all these different things, volleyball, track,
Movie theaters,
and
mall days, going out.
mhm,
Yeah, like have that great
mhm,
pure all American upbringing that we were allowed to have. Yeah. And that's
mhm,
so interesting because, like, even when I babysit or if I'm around the younger kids of New York, one, they terrify me. I will literally cross the street, especially the boys, all
mhm.
races, they terrify me. But they're such like a cool young way. But then
Yeah,
I think too, it's like, oh, all the joys that we had growing up and being allowed to do the things we did, that was just such we were able to stay young and grow up, and
yeah,
I love
yeah,
that. I'm happy that I wasn't like 14 seeing some shit in the hallway or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like I'm happy we were able to grow up progressingly. And same,
Absolutely.
I can bend your mom and like my mom because it's like, yeah, she tells me she came out to Arizona, got sober, we're like in a room with 30 white men. Like it was like you didn't know anything or anyone, and it's just
And applause to your parents, you know, for that commitment to sobriety, because I can only imagine that it's difficult
yeah.
because it's something that they've done so long. So really just major applause that they decided like this is what we're going to do and we're going to commit to that. So
Yeah.
and that's I imagine that's a hard commitment. So I'm really grateful that they did that for you, you know, you
Same.
guys.
Yeah, it's truly, truly beautiful. And too,
Mhm,
Britt, I love that you said that you moved and at 6,
mhm,
but you still like went back. And even now that I know you, you still, since I've known you, you regularly go back to New York. That is
mhm.
your second home and you go back.
Yes.
And who are you visiting when you're here?
I always visit my grandma. I love that old lady. So I visit her, and then I visit my uncle Brent. He's like my boon coon for
We love
to the best of
Uncle.
his part, you know. Visit my father, and then since you moved there, I always count you in the roundups too.
I
So I
know.
always look forward to that. My dad, like the last time I had went out there and we saw each other, it was funny because I picked him up from the airport and he's like, "Oh yeah, so what day are you gonna go see your friend?" So I know, like he already knew that you were on the schedule without me even saying that. I was just like, "Look at you, Brycely, like out here just being all smart and all." So
I
yeah,
love it. I
I
love it.
people.
Yeah, I think our main place was always like Washington Square Park, which like now,
Hmm.
shit, I'm so insensitive. You're like all the way in the Bronx, but I was in Brooklyn and I didn't really know New York, but definitely could have had an easier place. But
Oh, girl, my dad drives and he knows like the cuts and corners of it. The only thing I hated is like I would always tell him 2 hours prior because he runs on CP time.
yes.
And even when I tell him 2 hours prior, so the last time we were supposed to meet up at 10:30, I had told him I needed to be here by 9. This man did not show up until 11 o'clock and was like, "Oh, let's go." And I was like, I gave you a fake time and you're 2 hours late to the fake time. How?
Right.
So I feel bad for that. So yeah,
No.
when we're driving to Manhattan, I was like, I don't feel bad at all. You disgust me with your late.
I am screaming. Shout out to the dad we love. Yeah, the last time we saw each other like a couple months ago and we were on the Upper East Side, got some coffee. That was Brittany, I always love seeing you. It's always such a
Yes.
joy.
Yes.
And it's so sweet, you guys, listeners. I'm like born and raised little small town Arizona girl. It's so great being like a New Yorker and feeling rooted and grounded and just like having it's a passing place. Like all friends come by, all people,
Mhm.
and it's so great to have those moments just like walking with a girlfriend. And I just feel, even in that, I feel like gratitude and thankfulness and like, I've done it. I've like made it. Like, I'm just in
Yeah.
here and enjoying company and enjoying friendship.
And it's so extremely grateful too, because you hear obviously with certain friendships, they kind of just not necessarily that they die out, but they just fizzle out after high school because it's just like, yeah, we've grown, we've evolved. But I've always been grateful. I know I recently sent you like a picture we took back in high school, but I'm so grateful that we were able to just continue to uphold and still have our friendship to this day, where it's just like we may not talk every day, but it's always love no matter what. I'm always rooting for you no matter what. And that, like, yeah, we see each other, we chop it up,
Mhm.
and then we still just keep in contact. So I'm extremely grateful and I love that for us. So,
I love that for us too. And listeners, as I'm finding out, and too, sure, you, Brittany, you just moved. Wow, like your mid 20s, that right before your 30s. I know we've been like in a panorama for a year, but it's so difficult to like make new friends and to make like a connecting
girl,
girlfriend group. It
yes.
really, really, it's challenging. It's challenging even
Yes.
for me who has friends in New York. It's still fucking hard, but it's hard. That being
Hmm.
said, though, it makes you so appreciate the friendships who,
Yes.
as you grow up and as you're a woman, you are like fucking adulting. You are going through
Hmm.
traumas and trials and inner
Hmm.
demons and shit. And to be able to have girlfriends who can like be intervolving in both your healing and your growing,
Hmm. Yes.
sis, so grateful.
It's honestly just that blessing from God, just himself, because
Putting
like
people,
just like you said, when I moved out here, I always I knew the value of friendship as well. Being alone, I understood the gratitude of just like, you know what? This is like, oh, there's a word for it, but just I don't know what it's called, but it's such a blessing to have friends, to have connections, to have people that you can talk to, and especially just like you said, in your healing and your growing. So yeah, I'm fortunate for the friends that I do have. I'm fortunate for the friends that check on me, that I get to check on, because yeah, being out here alone is this shit sucks. It's
I
ghetto.
know.
Straight up
Dad,
ghetto.
dad. And I'm sure once things open out, once you're, back into a groove of things,
Mhm.
you'll make friends and I'll make friends and we'll be okay. Two, I'm
Yeah.
I'm really I'm talking to the universe, to God. I'm like, listen, like I'm manifesting abundance, friendship, but like and love. So give me
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
people, good intentions, not even like similar, just give me great people. Cause I feel like, yeah, you leave your 20s, you leave college, and it's just those relationships that just don't mean anything. And two,
Mhm.
in a pandemic, I feel like I can speak for everyone. Everyone has quote unquote seeing who their real friends are and seeing who
Mhm.
dead ass bitch. That
Yeah.
might be my Broadway play. Like like literally, you really got to see who are your friends and who are
Yes.
your now. Even all my friends in my life, they're my family. They're just
Yeah.
it's blood. And yes,
Yeah.
manifesting that for both of us, more friendship,
Thank
more
you.
love,
I receive it.
the world's opening up. So, Britt, this podcast is on body image, cooking, and self love. And I'd like to start. What is your relationship like with your body? Where are you at with that?
So I'm trying to be kind to my body. I'm trying to be fair to my body. Like I said, I recently started picking up going back walking and taking care of it because I used to just body shame. Like I used to look in the mirror, I was like, bitch, how did you get here? Like this is the heaviest that I've been. So like I'll lay down and I'll see a roll and I'll just feel so disgusted. So I'm trying to be nice to it. I'm trying to be fair to it. That's my relationship. We're working things out. We're feeling the vibes right now.
That's beautiful. And Brittany, there is beauty and strength in the challenge and the struggle because I
Mhm.
absolutely can relate to you. Even just like getting out the shower, sometimes I'll just be like, what the fuck is that cellulite? And I'll be like, or like, what is that
Yeah.
rule? And I'll literally have to like kind of smack the bitch in my head and be like,
Mhm.
no, like leave it out. Look at it. Oh,
Yeah.
look at it. She looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Look at it. I went on a walk and it looks good.
Mhm.
That cellulite
Mhm.
and that little stretch.
Yeah.
So thank you for being honest. I think
Of
people are so
course.
going to relate to that. And there's beauty in the transition.
Yeah.
There is beauty in the transition. What would you say is your relationship like with food? And like, what's your favorite type of food to eat, to cook?
Yeah. Well, I'm Jamaican, so
Oh my
off
God, you're
that,
Jamaican. I
yeah.
think I've known that.
No, you're fine. I don't think people realize it because I don't have the accent, so it kind of makes sense.
You don't.
I know. I was ripped. I
Wait,
was
and I
ripped.
don't want to sound ignorant. I didn't really know, like a fake New Yorker. And I don't want to sound ignorant. I didn't even know that there were a lot of Jamaicans in the Bronx.
Oh, it's like I always say it's Little Jamaica either in New York, Connecticut, or Florida. Those are the top three places, or Canada, but I've never been to Canada. Whenever people branch out from Jamaica, they go to either or of those four spots. And then London. London is like a hot spot for Jamaicans too.
Oh, sis, we'll have to go to London. Oh, love it.
Mhm.
We'll go out. Hmm.
Yeah, so I love Jamaican food. Love, love, love it. I just not recently, but I mastered finally learning how to make rice and peas. It's a Jamaican side dish. It is by far the most difficult thing to make because whenever I would make it, it'll just be one thing missing. And my grandmother, I'm sure you can relate, your grandmother's cooking is just the best thing. So whenever you try to like recreate it, it's just like, why I use the same ingredients? Why does it not taste like theirs? Please make it
Why?
make sense.
Make it make sense. Oh
Mhm.
my goodness.
But I learned how to make that and I learned how to make oxtail. So whenever people are like, I can't even tell you're Jamaican, I'm just like, but I know how to cook Jamaican food, so get out my face.
Get out my wait, sis. And you said oxtails.
Girl,
Shit, Brittany.
girl, listen. Once I learned how to make that, I was like, you will never catch me in a Jamaican shop again, paying $20 for four pieces, stingy on the gravy. Like,
Never.
never.
That is so crazy. I bet your oxtails are amazing. That is so, I'll have to check out, right, the rice and peas dish. Send me like a recipe because
I
I
will.
love Jamaican food, but personally, yeah, there's just so many places in Brooklyn. Like you said, like you're not gonna go play like $20 for a plate. There's so many places, and I want like authentic Jamaican food. I don't want to like go to some shack and be mad that it's not good. But
Mhm.
I've had jerk chicken. I love jerk chicken.
It's
That's
good.
amazing. So
Yeah.
you're in the kitchen, you're cooking.
Cook every girl. I try to do it every day. I'm not even gonna lie on this podcast. I tell myself, like I'll meal prep and all, but when it comes to the day of actually cooking, I'm just like, you know what? Pizza don't sound too bad right now.
Brittany, it's sis. That and I don't know if it's like just wow, it's the beginning of 2021 and already like what a year. What
Yeah.
a year. I still forget that the instant resurrection happened this year. Like this year
Oh,
feels like insane. And so please,
mhm.
listeners, like no shame too. I know like I'm on my blogging and doing the thing, but yeah, it gets to like 5 o'clock, 7, Brit, and I'm like, no, let's get Thai food. No, I'm not.
Love that.
I'm not gonna no. And even like you said, I'll try to meal prep. Just having compassion for myself. The pizza sounds
Mhm.
good, and maybe tomorrow I'll cook.
Yeah, it's always I'm just like, when I tell myself, I'm just like, I'm gonna pray on it. And if I don't have an answer within 5 minutes, then that's obviously my sign that I'm not gonna cook.
There you go. I love
Mhm.
it. Britt, what is like your breakfast routine? What are you doing in the morning? Do you like breakfast?
I love breakfast. It is the most important meal of the day. I always get confused when people are like, I don't eat breakfast. I'm like, how do you function? Like,
How do you
how?
function?
I feel like I cannot not eat breakfast because I get so hungry. I get hangry and I get crazy. So it's not safe for the people around me when I'm like that.
Go off.
But
Yes.
I'll have like a protein shake and then I'm trying to eat healthier. So I'll either have oatmeal, I'll have eggs and turkey bacon, or it's a Jamaican dish. I mean, it's a Caribbean dish really, but it's porridge, like cornmeal porridge. I'll make porridge and have that with bacon. But those are like my variety, my three different steps. And then if I really want to wow myself, I make some pancakes. I'm just like, girl, we're gonna treat ourselves.
Go off. Wait, what are the pancake toppings? Any toppings or any things?
I'm plain Jane. I have a
Plain
palate like a
Jane.
toddler. I just like syrup on it. When people
I'm
start to do like chocolate chips and blueberries, I'm like, you
and
did too much.
sprinkles.
Yeah, I'm just like, what is all this? Let's redo this again and just make a plain pancake.
I know. I'm seeing y'all. I'm seeing a lot of bloggers. They inspire me too, but mine always look like shit. The sprinkles, the chocolate, the I love a blueberry pancake, but pancake's a must. Britt, I love oatmeal too. Oatmeal is like a low-key dark horse because it'll keep you hungry to like that 2 to 3 mark. Like it's so
Yes,
great. Love an
yes.
oatmeal. Ooh, and the porridge, that sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm. Cornmeal
And what are you
porridge.
putting in your protein shake?
Oh, I just get those little ones from the store,
Yes.
the protein 360. So it's already pre-made. I just shake that bad boy up because
Amazing.
I see the way people are dedicated in the mornings and they scoop it and they put the ice and the bananas and the strawberries. Again, I know myself to know I wake up about 7 to 10 minutes before I have to leave the door. So in that 7 to 10 minutes, not only do I have to brush my teeth, get myself ready, but I just need to be able to quickly go in my fridge, grab my protein shake, and run out the door.
This is why we say know thyself. Know
Mm-hmm.
thyself. And
Know thyself.
listeners, there's nothing wrong, no shame. Who has time to like go and meal prep and get the whole grocery thing? Find an
Mm-hmm.
alternative that works for you. Find a great protein shake. Shit, when I
Mm-hmm.
was employed and had the money, I was doing my juice every week at the place because it was just easier, already done. And yeah, being in New York and the go, 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 it's like, yeah, I'm leaving
Yes.
10 minutes before. I don't
Yeah.
have the luxury to sit down and to, no, 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 we got places to be.
Yeah. So yeah, I know myself. So I'm just like, we're just gonna get one that's already pre-made, and all I have to do is shake that bad boy while I'm driving,
Shake
and
it.
then go about my day.
I love it. Breakfast, yes, sis. When I'm going to bed, I am thinking, what's for breakfast? Breakfast, most important meal. And I was not always like that, but I've literally seen you said too, you get hangry as someone who like I'm bipolar. I have to really like maintain like a blood sugar. Like I need to like dead ass, I need to eat all day and like be hydrating all day and just
Yeah.
not get to those points because I feel you. I can like go from like 7 eating a smoothie and then it's like 6 and I haven't eaten anything and then it's just
Mhm.
my whole like energy and whole day is fucked. It's shredded.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
before COVID, the pandemic, it was easy just to like be smoking weed, be doing like the job and thing. But like now I'm
Mhm.
like, no, I have to like eat and nourish myself and feed myself. And it really
Yes.
just, yeah, it's like the blood sugar stabilization. Like it's just that shit is so real. And it helps with your mood balance, you
Mhm.
know?
And I really love that you said, nourishing yourself because I find my habit is I just love to snack. So I don't really eat like the most meal I eat is like my breakfast and then dinner. But then during that time frame, I just pick up random snacks. So I eat a fruit snack here and then I'll eat a cracker there. And I was just like, I had to give myself time restrictions. I was like, okay, every 3 hours you're gonna eat. So if I have breakfast at 9, I can have a little snack at 11 and then prep for lunch at 12. I find that giving myself those time increments holds me accountable and helps me realize that it's like I'm not overdoing my body, but I'm still nourishing my body.
That is beautiful, Brittany. Beautiful. And you will see too, I've noticed running 4 miles every day. And I haven't started the 2 a day. I'm just being very slow, but very patient with my body. But
Hmm.
on those days where I do run and then maybe jump rope and lift, Oh
Mhm.
no, I'm having like 2 lunches. It's like
Mhm.
breakfast at 8 and like you said, like I'm prepping like so a peanut butter sandwich and an apple, something else, and then I'll make
Mhm.
the big lunch. Like I'm
Yeah.
finding myself more hungry and just allowing it because it's like, yeah, I'm burning off this energy. I'm creative. Like I'm doing so much now and I need to fuel myself and nourish
Yes.
myself. And what I learned with the pandemic, Brittany, there's like beauty in taking care of yourself. Like
So much. And
it's
just the beauty of time slowing down where I wasn't able to take full advantage of it last summer. Because I think we all thought like, oh, this is only gonna last a month. Like everybody's just out doing it. Me personally, do you remember the swine flu?
I do remember the swine flu. We were like in high
So
school or 8th grade. Yeah.
we were in eighth grade. I remember it was like a big frenzy for like 2 months. And then, I mean, not to be insensitive to people that were affected by it, I just
Yeah.
never heard about it again.
Yeah.
I just for sure thought that's what this coronavirus was gonna be like. I was like, everybody's doing it up. So I was just like, I ain't gonna take this stuff serious. Like, I'm gonna do me, I'm
Yeah.
out here with my mask though, because I'm not one of those people.
We believe.
But now that we're a year and some change in, I'm just like, this is a good time to start taking care of you, Brittany.
That's it. That is it. It's as simple as that. And I know, even thinking, excuse me, I remember thinking at the beginning of the pandemic, I was so like in New York. Oh my God, Brittany, it was like the dark ages. Like I was afraid. And
I'm
my
girl.
mother had to send me scripture of just like, the Lord is your shepherd and he will, but it was
Mhm.
just scary, like washing your hands, people bleaching their groceries, shit, shit, shit.
Yeah.
It was just too unknown. So, like, I
Yes.
agree with you. Like, you were like in a lot of pool of my friends, even in New York, who were like traveling, doing it, tickets to
Mhm.
Florida. And like,
Mhm.
we didn't think the outcome, but it was so devastating. And I think it probably clicked around for me like pre fall, September, August. I'm like, oh, I need to take care of myself because I
Yeah.
feel better and I owe it to myself. And two, what a fucking Brittany, so many people like lost their lives. What a
It's so
crazy.
unfortunate.
So this wasn't, I mean, I do agree. I remember the swine flu being big, blah, 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 but we haven't lived through anything like this before.
Oh no, not at all. And I started taking it serious because I was turning 25 in May. So I was gonna have like a 2000 barbecue.
Shit. Yes.
When it came May 1st and we were still in this, I was just like, oh, okay, we need to stop being insensitive. We need to take it serious and all
Yeah.
these different things. So yeah, I definitely know that it's real. I mean, I've known that it's real since last year, but yeah, just like actually being sensitive to those who were affected because I am fortunate that I do have the opportunity to just take care of my health and be better, and I didn't have to be forced to it. And while also showing gratitude that those people that didn't get that opportunity. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's been a crazy show, crazy ride.
Crazy show, crazy ride. Let's wrap it up on some food things. What is your favorite cocktail, mocktail? If you don't drink, what are you drinking?
Favorite cocktail is whiskey sour, anything with whiskey or anything
What's a
with
whiskey? What's a
vodka.
whiskey sour? Of course, I'm
It
dead. Yes. What's a whiskey sour though?
so it's whiskey with then sweet and sour syrup.
Oh,
Sweet and
ooh.
sour syrup or sour syrup?
I'm dead. But why did when you said sweet and sour, I'm thinking about like the sweet and sour you get at the Chinese food.
I definitely said that, and that's why I was like, let me not confuse the people. So it's a sour drink at the liquor store that you pour in, but anything mixed, honestly. I love fruity drinks because you start drinking it, and then when you stand up, you're just like, damn.
Girl, I love a fruity drink, love like a strawberry daiquiri, a pina colada.
Mhm.
Wait, you like whiskey? Do you like picklebacks?
I've never heard of that. What is that?
Oh my God, sis. So it's I don't know, listen, I don't know what the way is, but first it's a whiskey shot, then you take a shot of pickle juice.
Ooh, never
Brittany,
mind.
no, Brittany, it's so
Nope.
good.
I'll stop
It's
you
so
there.
good. Like
No.
being 24 out in like the West Village with all my girlfriend. Oh my God,
Yeah.
just like a whiskey. It's a kickback. It's one of those, and it's just a
Mhm.
shot of whiskey and then pickle juice, and it's you would never think, but again, it has that like sweet sour. You're like,
Just sounds like you didn't love yourself to just take a shot of pickle juice. And
right.
we'll talk more about that. But
I'm dead right. Like Saturday night, 11 o'clock. Like, um, Brittany, what has your mother taught you about your body? Any like big lessons? What's something? And you said your grandmother is still alive too, so share any of those stories.
My mother and my grandmother taught me not necessarily like physical body, but more so spirituality.
Mm.
So they're really big on protecting your heart at all costs. Because when you think of it, everything flows from there. It bases your decisions, it bases your emotions. And that's something that I'm still trying to balance and figure out. But my mom used to always really be big on like, protect your heart and protect your peace and all these different things. Because, like I said, when growing up, I would crave that attention, especially from older men, because I knew I didn't like any of the jokesters our age. Like, we all saw them. I was just like, I don't want any of this nonsense.
No.
But I would always crave like acceptance from older men. And obviously, if I'm younger, they don't want anything serious with me.
Yeah.
So I'll like be heartbroken and I'll be laying in bed listening to 90s R&B slow music. And my mom would always just come in the room and just be like, shut this off. Let's go. We're going on a walk. So that's the biggest thing my both my mother and my grandmother have taught me is protecting your heart at all costs. And
Mm.
it's still something that I'm learning. But yeah.
That's beautiful. And that's so I've never like heard it like put like that. But yeah, your heart is like the basis of your life and
Mhm.
the decision making, how you breathe, how you sleep.
Mhm.
And I feel like as Black woman, that's like so far removed from like the agenda of any marketing
Yes.
shit. No,
Yes.
it's like we're marketed all this other promiscuity, sexualization, all this bullshit
Mhm.
when it's like,
Mhm.
no, just protect your heart and like be
Yes.
kind to yourself.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
simply
because
that
I feel
it.
like when you protect your heart, you have a grounding of who you are and you know certain things. So, like before, like I said, I used to dress provocative so I can get attention. But now that I'm older and now that I'm like grasping what my mother did teach me, I'm just like, you know what? I don't need to grab men's attention with the clothes that I wear. I can grab their attention by this. And quite frankly, if I don't grab their attention, that's also okay because I'm starting to finally realize I was like, I don't need, and not sexist at all, but I don't need a man's approval or acceptance of me to define who I am. Because I used
Sis,
to
say
always
it
do that.
again. Absolutely. Absolutely. Holy
Mhm.
shit. Fucking drop it. Yeah. And two, I had to go through it too. Like, I don't need to be validated by anyone, not even quote unquote, yes, love and respect him, my partner, but like any other like objective force, or even like when I was dating, like I don't no one has to validate me but myself. And I don't need to look
Yes.
for that attention, that
Yeah.
whatever to like fill that void. But it's so
Mhm.
hard to like grow up and like learn that lesson
Mhm.
and to like adult and mature in the world.
Yes.
What body image issues did you struggle with growing up?
I struggled with my stomach. I really struggled with my stomach because I have big breasts. So I knew like, oh, this is lit. Like people are paying money for this. So I had no problems with that. I remember people would be like, I hate my big breasts. I was like, girl, I'm embracing these bad boys.
Brittany, that was a thing too, because I remember buds were never no, people like were not. Yeah, it wasn't like good to have. It just wasn't like that. Wasn't the culture yet. But that okay,
Hmm.
that's interesting.
But my stomach and my thighs were like, because I didn't recognize, like, I just remember looking at that, like, why are these joints so big? Like, stop it. And like the vivid memory I have of it, we were in sixth grade, and obviously, there were these girls in my class, and they were
Of
obviously a lot skinnier than me because I'm built differently as a Black woman per
course,
se. But I remember they used to wear like mini skirts all the time, and no one thought anything of it because they didn't have any like figure to them, and no shade to them. But
mhm.
I wore this skirt one time because I was like, I look cute in it. But obviously, it rolled up shorter because I had a backside, I had big thighs. So what would look normal on someone else on a petite figure looked provocative. And I remember my teacher made me feel bad. That's what I think when I really learned. Like I was like, oh, I really don't like my thighs because she was like, you can't wear that, and I can nearly see your
Mm,
backside and all. And like I said, I didn't really pay attention to it because I was just like, oh, whatever. But since then, I was just like, yeah, I hate my thighs. I hate my thighs and I hate my stomach.
yeah, and
But
that
now,
too.
go ahead.
No, that thank you so much for sharing. But yeah, that seems like a point where that it just became like into your brain, into your brain
Hmm.
stream, whatever those words. And we all have those moments, like those physical moments where someone says something and like you just it becomes a part of your shadow, so you just don't
Yeah.
want to do it and you hide it and
Yeah.
and it's just so crazy. Yeah, Brittany, like we're not taught that. I can absolutely agree with you. I'm a black woman, so I'm obviously built different. And like all my
Mhm.
girlfriends were these like white, tiny girls. And yeah, it's like I wanted, and also listeners, I was really tall too. So like, yeah,
Mhm.
I guess it was curvy, but I was really tall. So I would always get looked at or picked on at like the teacher or in the dress code office
Mhm.
because like I was just taller, but my short shorts came up shorter, or like my
Yeah.
skirt because we were outside playing, being kids, it would like fly higher or just like
Yeah.
stupid shit. And I don't know, even, my grandparents would like try to protect me and be like, you cannot wear that. But I'm like, what? All the girls in my class are wearing
Yeah.
it was such a weird mind fuck to grow up. And now looking back, I think that's a lot of where I can definitely relate to you. I did not like my thighs, did not like my
Mhm.
thighs. Then in high school, being a volleyball player, wearing shorts all the time, I had like bigger thighs than everyone. So I
Yeah.
totally can see you can relate to that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just so crazy that like we're not taught like as women, like, everybody's body is different. Like just
Yeah.
because she's a size 2, oh, she can wear spaghetti straps and a short tee, but I can't because I'm 12 and I'm already like a size 14.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. What kind
Yeah.
of
And it just makes me think also, it's just like, how do you teach that to a young girl? Because, like I said, I was young, so I didn't, it wasn't necessarily naive, but just the innocence of it. Because I just thought, like, oh, this is normal. Because back in New York, that's what you saw, you know? And granted, I've been out in Arizona by that time for like 6 years, but it just didn't register me. And I was like, I think there was like two other black girls in my elementary
Mhm.
school, and they were kind of somewhat petite. But yeah, just how do you teach that to a young black female where it's just exactly what you said? Granted, she's a size 1, she can wear spaghetti strap and crop top. You have more of a figure than her. So the things that she wears as a shirt, you can't wear as a shirt, you know?
Literally, and it's just gonna look different. And I feel like I wonder too, as like black women, if we're just like, if this is just if they patriarchy, whatever, white supremacy, if they've like put this on us to wear, it's like you can't do it just because we're cat. They try to adult us so fast. So I think too,
Mhm.
like grandparents and people saying things to me when I was younger was just to protect me, to for me to keep my innocence. But
Yeah.
I definitely am my own person, rebelled against that always.
Yeah.
What I wanted to wear, no, like dead ass. And two, it's so funny now because hindsight, I've had the confidence since being in New York. Like it's summer, it's like not Arizona summer, but every summer,
Mhm.
sis, I'm out here in my short shorts. And every
Yeah.
summer I have my friends just like, wow, like, and how do you do that? You're just so confident doing this. And I'm like, bitch, I grew up in Arizona. Summers were 105. I don't care if I was 220 or 140 that year. I was in
Mhm.
short shorts and no, serious. And it's so funny. Like that has given me, I've never like had that insecurity. Not even though not like liking my legs and my thighs and feeling fat. I've always been like, well, no shit. Me and the girls were in these short shorts at summer. Let's go. And that's so funny, like the psychology behind it and how I've been able to like keep the self-love there, but still,
Mhm.
those struggles, it's
Yeah,
tough.
it's extremely tough.
I wanted to ask, what do you love most about your body? And it's okay if you're still working to get
Yeah,
there. I know what do you love
of
most about your
course.
body?
To be honest, I'm still working to get there. I'm working to see what I do love about my body. Because, like I said, I do struggle. I love that you have that confidence. And honestly, that's where I'm trying to aspire to be, where I'm just like, listen, you going to get the body I give you. Because I work so hard to try to cover it up. Like, I'll wear oversized t shirts, I'll wear baggy pants, you know? And when I do have to dress up, I'm just like, what the fuck? Word? I can't wear workout attire. What do you mean you want me to wear jeans to this function? So, still learning, still growing, still trying to figure out what it is I appreciate and what I love most. So, that's to be determined.
I
We're
love
still working on
that.
that.
And it's a journey. It's like such a
Mhm.
journey. I feel like a lot of it's just like unlearning. We have to unlearn so much shit that we're just taught.
Yeah.
And you'll get there. I'm proud of you. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
What's one of the biggest lessons, that your body has taught you? We've been in a pandemic for Brittany. This is not fucking crazy. We've literally like it's wild, but
It's kind of crazy that it's our normal, but biggest lessons my body's taught me,
mm,
I think it's taught me to appreciate it more. that it's still on my side. Like I said, I haven't taken the most care of it, but I see how it still takes care of me, you know?
Mm.
So I think it's teaching me where it's just like, yeah, it's time to put back what I have, what it's been giving me, you know? And just like being more conscious of it, being just listening to my body, I think is what my body has taught me. There we go. To wrap it all up, is actually listening to it. And not only to listen to it, but to act upon it. Because, like I said, we're all adults. So it's easy to just be like, no, we're not walking right now. We have X, Y, and Z things to do. Like, I
Mhm.
can't fit that on the schedule. Because I always was like, there's always going to be something to do. So I need to actually show my appreciation back and just be like, you know what? You do deserve an hour of walking and of being outside. So let's go do it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking A. And listeners, you know me, like crazy Scorpio. No, I'm not telling you to go on a 4 mile run and jump rope every hour on the hour. Like, take a walk. Like, just
Mm-hmm.
your body deserves that time to. I even tell my Nana, I'm like, Grandma, go walk to the mailbox every day 20 times. Like,
Yeah.
take that time just to move with your body, to check in with yourself. Hey,
Yes.
how are we feeling? How's
Yes.
today? Like, just check in with yourself. And two, I feel like that's, at least for me, that's how you build confidence and trust with
Mm-hmm.
yourself. Like,
Yes.
that you are, oh, like you said too, like my body does so much and takes care of me. Yeah, sis, the most I can do is listen,
Mm-hmm.
check
Yes.
in, respond. And
Girl.
that's so beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
What does self-love mean to you, Brittany? I know it's a loaded word,
Oh,
but
you're fine.
what does self-love mean? And I want to preface too, as Black women in America, what a week it's been, the
Mhm.
trial, and then just basically living in like modern day lynching where it's every day there's another body on the news, and for like the
Yeah.
last years it's been occurring. But
Oh,
what does
God.
self-love mean to you, and how are you practicing self-care right now?
I don't, I think self love means to me right now, I think it changes,
Mhm.
in whatever age group or whatever time and period of your life you're in right now. But for me, in the right now, self love to me is determining what my self love is. It's figuring out. I was talking to you last week and I was telling you just like how I'm really making it a commitment to go out and to see what I like. Because I remember you're like, well, what do you like to do? And I was really puzzled. I was like, girl, that's a really great question. What do I like to do? So self love to me is just figuring out, what do you want it to be? What is your love language? What do you want to do for yourself? What I've been doing, I've been listening to my body. I've been being active. I've been walking. I do my 3 miles. I'm extremely grateful. I take my dog out to the park. I try to limit my exposure on social media because it's so easy to just get caught up in that rabbit hole. Because that's exactly what it is. You can get fired up and then all that cortisol is in your body. And then me personally, like social media is good and then it's also bad because you get helpful information, but it's so heavy sometimes and it
Yes.
just weighs on you. So I limit what I see. Obviously, I still want to be in the know, but if I know it's too heavy, I'm just like, I'm not even going to look at that because I know I can't handle that. So protecting my peace and then protecting my heart too. So what certain things am I going to allow in,
Mhm.
and what certain things I'm just like, nope, we're not even going to entertain that because you already know. It's like a Pandora's box. Once you open it, you just keep going down from there.
Pandora's box. And I love what you said too. It's so, I mean, I know we grew up, didn't we? Like, we had MySpace, we've grown up with this shit. It's kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, realizing you guys, like, Instagram is not real. It's not real.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a false reality of people's
Yeah,
only, like, I don't know, 8% of the pie of their life. Like, dead ass. Like, it's not, now it's really just a fucking marketing place, really. Even like all
girl.
my favorite fucking influencers are just selling soap, just it's
Yeah.
not real. It's not real. And to protect your peace, and I love that, to protect my peace. Yeah, I can't get in that rabbit hole or that. That's why I try to post, check on my 8, 5, 10 close friends and leave. Like, just
Mm-hmm.
you can't get wrapped up in it too, because we are living in unique and challenging and devastating times. Like,
Yes.
some people are just in la la land. So that's why it's like
Yes.
Instagram isn't real. You got to take it with a grain of salt. And you, like you said, you have to
Mhm.
protect your peace of mind. And and
Mm-hmm.
protect your heart. Really
Protect your heart.
protect your heart. I think it's been just a crazy time. And as women, as all women, as Black women, we just need to protect our hearts, you know?
Yeah. It's really difficult times and it's so sensitive and it's so and I think as women, we're more emotionally based, so we carry that load with us,
Yeah.
and especially as a Black woman, like people and us sometimes we think like we're superheroes. We have to do it all. We have to carry all these titles on our back. And I'm just learning. I'm just like, no, I don't. I don't. I just have to show up for me right now because I can't keep showing up for everybody else. And that's something that I'm still learning and that I'm finally like getting the grasp of. But
Mhm.
it's like I do myself no justice if I showed up for all these 10 people and then finally when it comes to me, I'm burnt out, I'm tired. All I want to do is sleep. All I want to do is just lounge around, just forget about the day. So yeah, just like protecting me at all costs because I'm my biggest fan. I have to trust me. It's only me at the end of the day, so I
I
need to
love
take care of
that.
me.
Oh my God, Brittany, that is so incredible and so beautiful.
Mhm,
And I just appreciate you so much for being honest about where you are today. Like so many women like just carry this shit and it's not fucking it's I don't it's not yours to carry. It's not fucking yours to carry. Take
mhm,
that shit off, load off
mhm,
yourself. I love that you said that too, like just seeing the pattern of like, yeah, exhausting yourself, giving, giving, giving and then oh, when you have that 30 minutes for yourself, you crash. You can't even you can't even nourish or take care of yourself
mhm.
or even check in with yourself because you're just so
Yes,
fried. And that's
yes.
why, too, so many Black women struggle with depression, undiagnosed,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
anxiety, and a lot of mental health issues because we're just doing the most.
Yeah.
So, it's just about rest. It's about rest and taking time to find out what you like, what's going to light you
Mhm.
up. And thank you so much for just sharing that.
Of
It's so
course.
helpful.
And not only taking time, but allowing yourself to be okay with that time. Because I used to fight myself. I was just like, no, like you need to be doing this, that, and the third. But just not um I don't know the word. It's not blaming yourself, but not being angry with yourself. Somewhere around that.
Yeah, like not
Like,
not being angry, not blaming yourself, like
is it patronizing?
not patronizing, not like shaming. It's just like not feeling guilty about when you do take
Yeah.
time to rest. So
Yeah.
yeah, like my mom, I'd be hanging out with my mom when we were younger, and she would never like want to have a girl day. But my dad'd be like, "No, go out, you do." And it's like not
Mhm.
feeling bad. No, 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 not feeling
Yeah.
bad that you want to wake up and cook your meal, cook your breakfast, and spend that 2 hours with your dog in the sun. You can't feel
Yeah.
bad about that. That is
Yeah.
a part of taking care of you, and that's going to make you your best self, your best version as a sister, as a
Mhm.
partner, as a girlfriend.
Yes.
You have to. And I feel like somewhere along the line, like no one like told Black women like that we deserve rest and care.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
no, we gotta fuck that. We gotta fuck that message. I don't know where that message came from. It doesn't belong to us.
Yeah.
And yeah, really taking care of yourself because then taking care of others and stuff, it's just so much easier and there's a
Yeah.
joy and it just
Thank you.
and
That
it
joy
flow
and
the joy and it flows in it and it's like kind of like that god force of just a gratitude and I want to say present, just being in the present, not worried about tomorrow or yet just in
mhm.
the present. And yeah, that's the key. You take care of yourself, you take care of others.
Yes. Yes, yes,
I
yes.
love it. Brittany, where can all my listeners follow you, find you? Also, wait, shout out, shout out. I know we're talking about internet and social media, but I posted that video. Y'all saw it crying from a year ago. Lots of comments, lots of views.
Oh
But
yeah.
Brittany, you really, sis, I love you. You came up in those comments.
Listen, I was like, homeboy caught me on the right day and the right time. I was like, what we not gonna do is
Hey,
come for my girl on her page. It don't make sense. It
make
don't
it make sense.
make it make sense.
Come on. And listeners, I want to say this is a video a year ago during Black Lives Matter, but it was just so relevant because it's the same fucking struggle, the same shit,
Mhm.
the same suffering, the same devastating lost Black lives. So I
Mhm.
just reposted it on my public main business account.
Mhm.
And yeah, I got over like 2,000 views and people started going off in the comments. Brittany came in, shout out Maddie. Some of my other white girlfriends came in and just, I
Mhm.
didn't even, like you said, I'm not even gonna entertain that shit because it's my fucking page. What we're not gonna do is tell Black people, Black women, how to grieve and how to
Mhm.
share space and how to
Mhm.
communicate our pain. This is pains of
Yeah.
generation of our
Yeah.
families, of our great 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 grandmothers.
Mhm.
So no, so I love you so much, and you're
Of
just
course.
I
Of
thank you
course.
for that.
I always ride for mine, and granted she's not here, but I thoroughly enjoy and I thoroughly appreciate when, you know, people that are not of color stand up, you know? Like Maddie, the one who commented, I
Mhm.
was like, girl, if I can send you a gift package, I will right now. Cause of course it doesn't affect her personally, but she understands it. So she's just like, you're not gonna come for her either. Not on her page. Not
Yeah.
you too caught her on
Yeah,
the right
on the
day.
right day. And listeners, here we don't give white cookies, but it's not about that. It's just about in solidarity.
Yes.
My white, all my partner and all of the white friends in my life, they can't understand the pain of being a
Mhm.
Black person in America,
Mhm.
but they see me and they let me simply be fucking me.
Yes.
And that's it. And that's all that we can ask for everyone to share space,
Yeah.
to allow the
Just to
moment.
allow you to grieve how you want to. And not only they allow me to be me, but they speak up and they also know like, yeah, this shit isn't cool. This shit isn't right. Cause I always look at like who's quiet because I understand, it's uncomfortable, but it's just like, yeah, I'm really past that uncomfortable part now. Like, no, that's not okay. So I'm fortunate that I do have friends that are not of color that recognize it, that recognize the injustice, and that support the movement, because
Yes.
everyone always is like, Black Lives Matter is the movement and all, but I will say like, no, Black Lives Matter, like actual Black lives outside of like the organization, outside of the protest,
Yes.
outside of the march and all, actually really truly matters.
Matter.
So yeah, I'm extremely grateful
Yeah.
for that.
I love you. I love you so much. Black joy matters. Black happiness
Yes,
matters.
yes.
Don't wear
All
these
Black
fucking
anniversary.
labels.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't wear these fucking labels. Turn them down. Take care of yourself. Brittany, you were just so open, and I thank you so much. This
Oh,
just goes to show like the process is it's a process and it's a journey. Like
listen, it's
what
a journey.
what a grateful thing, because if you're not experiencing life, you're obviously dead, but there's like beauty in the pain of it. I really believe. And two, like my therapist says, you just get closer to understanding you and how you work.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's just it. That's all the best you can do to then be the person you want to be in the world.
And I think that's really what life is about. It's just a better understanding of who you are because we're always evolving, we're always changing. So, like I said, self love is always, to me, it's finding who you are at that period of your life, how you can show up for yourself. So, it's beautiful that I do get to recognize, like, how can I show up for myself today? Because, like I said, I give myself small goals. I can't do big goals anymore. So, today, how am I going to show up and show out for myself and show appreciation that I get to enjoy the beauties of this day, you know?
Yes, 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 yes. I love it. And I love you so incredibly
Oh,
more.
I
Brittany,
love
where
you.
can my listeners follow you, find you? Anything you need to
So,
plug, promote?
yeah, you can find me on the gram, 2 underscores, BRYT. And then, yeah, that's really all I use. Or you can find me on good old Twitter, Brit Day.
Britt, you're not on Twitter, sis. We need to follow each other. I'm kind
I
of.
I think I follow you.
Do you?
Aren't you Black Girls Cook on Twitter?
I think so. Yeah, that's my name. Wait, I do. I never remember you following
I
me.
could have swore I saw you pop up. I'll double check. We'll see.
I'll double
We'll
check.
see.
I'm wild on Twitter. Follow Britt on Twitter. Follow her on the gram. Listeners, thank you so much. Brittany, thank you for your time. I love
It's
you.
always honestly like, ew, I'm not gonna get emotional. But when I say I'm so grateful for you, oh, sorry.
Oh,
I'm
Brittany.
extremely grateful for you, and I'm extremely grateful for our sisterhood. And like I said, since being out here, I realize the value of it all. So
Mhm.
I thoroughly appreciate those moments you do show up and you do text me. You're like, hey, how are you doing? Or you're like, hey, do you want to FaceTime? I don't take those things for granted. So I'm so grateful that we're still friends and that we got
Oh,
to do this. So
I love you. And I'm so happy I got to see you
Yeah.
too. It was the best. It
So
was,
sorry, I got emotional.
I'm
Yeah.
so dead. No, we're allowed to cry and let the feelings pass. We got a full moon coming in 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Brittany, I love you too. Listeners, um, real friendship and real female empowerment exists.
Yes.
It
Yes.
exists and it's there. And, fuck getting a seat at the table, build your own table and
Mhm.
take your friends with you, and check
Mhm.
check in on people. I feel so blessed and fortunate to have had a relationship and a family. I want to check on my friends. Like it's
Yeah.
been a crazy year, no matter the race. It's been a crazy, devastating year and a lonely year. So I love
Yes.
always checking on you. Everyone in my life that's in my life, you being one of them, God is fucking good, bitch. He's
Yes.
good. He's good. Listeners, rate, review the episode. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.